Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. And in this video I will show you how you can make this contact form, this beautiful contact form, as you can see on your screen. So it has two brilliant effects. First one is blur effect. As you can see, it has a blur effect, and the second one is hover effect, 3D hover. So as you can see, as I am hovering it, it is showing a cool 3D effect, and all the individual tags, all the individual input tags and this text area and this button has their own 3D effect. So we will see exactly how to do this with the help of HTML, CSS, and we also need some JavaScript, not a lot. So let's head towards the VS Code and see how it is done. Alright, so first of all, let me show you the background image here, which I have taken from pexels.com. You can also check them out. Okay, so here it is, and now let's start with the code. So first of all, let's complete the HTML part first. So first of all, I will create a div here and I will give it an ID of cont, because it is our container, and inside this all the tags and all the form will lie. And inside this I will create another div which is our form, so I will give it a ID of form here, and inside this ID and inside this div I will create the div for blur effect. So to let me just show you. So to make this blur effect, we need one more div, so I am creating that div. Okay, so I will give it an ID of blur here. Then we will write the components here. So I will create an h2 tag, and that's say which says contact. Okay, and I will give it an ID of h2 also. Then I will create some input tags here. So the first one is for text, and I will give it an ID of imp name, and then I will write a placeholder which is name. Then I will copy it down and I will do the same for email. So the type will be email. Okay, and the ID will be imp email. Then I will create a text area. Okay, so name, let's say text, but it is no need to write the name. And then I will, in the ID I will write text, and the placeholder I will write text. Then lastly we need our button, the submit button, and the type of this will be submit. Oops. Okay, so the type of this will be submit here, and I will give it an ID of btn. Okay, because it is a button. So yeah, and let's just instead of this input tag I will just create a button. Okay, so this will be a button tag. So yeah, let's do that. Oops. So let's do this button tag here. Okay, and inside this I will write submit, and in between all of these I will write a break tag, so that all the tags are separated. Let's do this one. Alright, so let's save it and see. So here it is. As you can see here, our HTML part is complete. So let's get towards the style part. Okay, so let's style them. So first of all, I will do the margin and padding for all elements 0. Okay, then let's put the background image first of all. Okay, so in our body I will write background, and I will write URL, and then inside this I will give an URL of the image. So here it is, and then I will write no repeat, then center, and then background size will be cover. Okay, so let's save it and see. So as you can see here, this is how it is looking, and it leaves some gaps here. So to fix that I will write height is equal to 100 vh, and so yeah, now it is fixed. Okay, and one more thing I will do, I will write display grid, and then place items will be center. So in this way all the items will be Okay, so all the items will be in center. So as you can see, all the items are in center now. And then let's just target the cont element, which is our container, and give it a border so that we can see where it is. Okay, so there are 2 pixel solid red. Okay, we will remove this border later on, but to see where the border is, I will just do this. So alright, and now let's style our form, the form div. So in this I will give it a width. So the width will be, let's say, 350 pixel. Okay, I think it will be fine. And then I will also do the display grid, then place items will be center. Okay, similar to the body tag. Then I will give it a border also, border, and it will be a thin border, so I have given it 1 pixel only. And solid, let's say white. Okay, then I will write some property for the 3D effect. So I will write transform style. Okay, so here it is, transform style, and I will write preserve 3D. So it is used to create the 3D effect, so it is necessary. And then I will write transform, then perspective here, and then here you can give any value, but it should be greater than 1000. Like it should be less than, like it can be less than, but I am preferring you to write more than 1200. So you can write here 1500 or 2000 pixels also, but 1200 is fine. Alright, so and lastly I will write the transition also. So transition all linear, and let's say 0.1 second. Okay, now let's design the h2 tag. So in this I will copy these 3 codes and paste it in the h2 tag. Okay, because we need that. And then I will add a padding of, let's say, 10 pixel will be great. And then here I will show you something which is Google Fonts. So as you can see here, Google Fonts, you can search it on Google and click on the first link. So here you can see various fonts and you can choose from any of these. So I will choose this one, and then after choosing any of these, you have to click on this button right here. So I have already clicked on it, and so I am clicking again. So you can see it, there is a link and there is a CSS code here. So copy this, so you can just copy this link here and just paste it in your code. So I have already pasted it here, and then you can just copy this CSS code here and you can just paste it here. Okay, so in this way you can see, let me just show you. So in this way you can see the font has been changed. Okay, now let's change the color to white, and let's change the font size also, let's say 3 rem. Okay, then let's style the input tags. So I will target the imp name tag, and in this one I will write width will be 300 pixel, then padding will be 5 pixel, and then I will also copy these 3 lines. So here it is, and after that I will give it a margin of, let's say, 20 pixel 0, 20 pixel and 0. Okay, and then I will change the font size also, let's say 1.1 rem. This will be great. And I will add a border also, it will be a thin border of 1 pixel only. Okay, and the color will be black, and the background color I will change it to, let's say, transparent. So after changing the background color to transparent, it is looking something like this. So as you can see, it is looking great. And now I will just copy this one and copy it 2 more times, one for the email, imp email, and the third one is for the text area. and also I will give it a margin. So let's say margin bottom, and I will copy this down. Okay, I'll just copy it down and paste it here, and then remove this one from here, and let's change it to 10 pixel, and let's see how it is looking like. So yeah, it is looking pretty good. Notice something, that the placeholder I am using here, it like it blends with the background. Okay, so we need to change the color of the placeholder. So to change the color of the placeholder, you can just write something like this. So 2 colons and then placeholder. Okay, so then you can just change the color. So I am changing it to white, so it will look pretty good. So after that, let's do some styling for our BTN. So for BTN, let's see before, okay, how it is looking now. So as you can see, the placeholder is looking nice, and now let's do some styling. So first of all, I will do the cursor pointer because it is a button. Then same thing, I will copy these 3 lines here. Alright, and also I have copied the margin also, so that's fine. After that, I will also copy the font because it has a like text in it, so I want to change the font. Alright, now let's change the background color. So the background color will be white here. Then padding, let's say 5 pixel, and width, let's say 300 pixel. Now let's put some margin also. So margin bottom, let's say 20 pixel here. So 20 pixel will be fine. So as you can see here, it is looking great. And now let's put some hover effect also. Okay, so hover effect, I will write hover. Then I will just change the background color. So background color will be black here, and the color will be white. So let's see, and if I just hover it, so yeah, as you can see here, it is changing the color. So now our CSS part is also completed, and let's do format document here. Okay, so now let's do the JavaScript part. So I will add the script tags. So first of all, like to do the 3D effect, we have to get the position of this form here. So okay, so we need 3 values, this left one, this right one, and this top one, and this bottom one. So to get those 4 values, we can use the property called get bounding client. So let me just show you. So I will write a variable called var left, and then I will write math dot absolute to get the absolute value. Then I will write document dot get element by id, and I will write cont here. Then I will write get bounding. So as you can see here, it is the property get bounding client rect, and inside this you can just write left. So in this way, this left value will be the value of this left border here. Okay, so I will do the same thing. I will just copy this down 4 times for the right one. Okay, and top and bottom, and I have to change here also. So top, right, and top. Okay. Now I will target the form element to get the hover effect. So let's do get element by id, and I will write form, not form, cont, and I will write add event listener, and I will write move mouse move. Okay, so whenever you will move the cursor over the cont, it will do the hover effect. And I will write here a function, okay, which takes an e parameter. Then I can say where cursor x would be equal to e dot client x. So in this way, this cursor x will be equal to the value of the x-axis value of your mouse cursor. So whenever you are moving the cursor, it will give the value of the x-axis of that cursor. And I will do the same for the y-axis also. So client y and cursor y. Okay, and now I will create two more variables. So the first one is y value, and this will be equal to math dot floor, and then cursor y minus not cursor y, cursor x minus this y val, not y val. Let me just so alright, so alright, so before writing this, we have to create two more variables here. So the first one is called y-axis, and this will be equal to left minus right and divided by 2. So what this will give, it will just do the average of this value and this value and do the give the average. So it will give the middle line. So as you can see here, this will be the middle line here. Okay, and similarly I will do x-axis here, and it will be equal to top and bottom. Okay, and this value will give the x-axis here, so like this one. Okay, and now you can we can use this. So I will write here y-axis, and you can divide it. Okay, so you can divide it by a value so that it like gets shortened, and I will do this do the same for the x value here. So that x and cursor y and x-axis. So I hope you understand it. And now let's do the 3D effect. So I will just apply these value to our elements. So I will write document dot get element by id, and here I will write form. So first of all we will apply it to our form here. Okay, to our form, and then dot style dot transform here, and I will write backticks. Then I will write let me just perspective. Okay, so let me just do the spelling, and I will write 1200 pixel, which I have written previously. Then I will write rotate. Okay, so rotate and the dollar sign, and then here I will write x val, and similarly I will write rotate, then the dollar sign y val. Okay, and make sure to write degree at the end, and here also deg. Alright, so let's save it and see if it works or not. So let it load, and okay, so it is rotating. Okay, so let me just see. Alright, so I have written here rotate, but I have to write rotate x and rotate y. Okay, so let's save it, and so yeah, now you can see it is like it is doing something, but it is doing that wrong. Let me just see what is the problem here. I've written here minus, but we have to write here plus. Okay, so these are the small mistakes. So now let's see. So yeah, as you can see here, now it is working great. So our form is moving just like we want. Okay, all right, so it is doing it perfectly. And now do the same, and I will just copy it down 5 more times. Okay, so let's do that, and here I will write IMP, not IMP, let's do the h2 tag, which is our contact, which is the name. Okay, and I will not write these values, I will just say translate Z and I will write 40 pixel. Okay, so you just have to write this, let's say 60 pixel. Okay, so this will be great. Okay, and first of all let's just delete these and I will just copy this one 4 more times. So this one will be for IMP name, this one will be for IMP email, and this one for text, and this one for BTN. Okay, so let's save it and see if it works or not. So yeah, as you can see here, this is the 3D effect we have to get, and you can see it is perfect. Let's just remove the red border here. Okay, so remove this red border, and so yeah, as you can see, it is looking great. And one more thing, you can see I have not applied the blur effect, so let's do that. And also if you just go outside the box, it should like come to its original position, so let's do that also. So to do that, I will just copy this whole event listener and I will copy it down, and instead of this mouse move, I will write mouse leave. So whenever you will leave that box, all the things should get to the original position. So I will write here 0, not 0, so yeah, let's say 0, then here 0, okay, 0, 0 and 0, and instead of this also I will write here 0 and then 0. So let's save it and see if it works or not. So I am hovering it, it is fine, and whenever just I will go outside, so yeah, it is working great. And now let's create our final effect, which is the blur effect. Okay, so for blur effect you just have to like do some CSS. Okay, so no JavaScript is needed. So as you can see here, I have told you I will just make this blur div and I will just target this div only. Okay, so I will write blur and I will give it position of absolute here, then I will write the top value 0 and also left value 0, then I will write width will be 100%, okay, and height also will be 100%. Then I will write the blur effect, which is back drop. Okay, so back drop filter, there it is, and you can see there is a property called blur here. So you can just write blur and then you can write like pixels value, so let's say 5 pixel and save it and let it load. So as you can see here, the blur effect is now there. Okay, so it is looking great. And if we just change it like let's say 50 pixel, if you just increase it, so as you can see, it is just increase it, but it is not looking great. So 5 pixel is great, I will tell you. Okay, so 5 pixel is great. So yes guys, I think that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing content. Okay, so that's it for this video guys. I will see you in the next one.